There's an undeniably large number of sequels coming in 2025, and, whilst many may lament the lack of something new, a barrage of follow-ups to established series might be just what the video games industry needs to avoid the widespread redundancies that have affected many studios the past couple of years. There's safety in familiarity, perhaps. Either way, here's 15 standout sequels coming this year and beyond, a collection of excellent titles that'll hopefully keep the industry's motor running. The Sinking City 2. The ghoulish recesses of cosmic horror author H.P. Lovecraft continue to be never-ending sources of inspiration for video games and media beyond. The Sinking City 2 is a surreal recreation of 1920s USA, a twisted labyrinth of flooded alleyways, haunted trains, and decaying manors. Foremost though, this is a survival horror game which extends the backtracking, puzzle solving, and inventory management trappings of its predecessors with aplomb. Chernobylite 2 Exclusion Zone. Expanding on everything explorers of the zone enjoyed in the first game, Chernobylite 2 Exclusion Zone promises more non-linear storytelling, a broader cast of characters with means to develop intricate relationships, fiercer and increasingly thrilling combat, and unlike its predecessor, a vast open world to explore. Chernobylite 2 will appeal to fans of survival horror shooters. Killing Floor 3. Transport yourself, if you will, to 2091. Here, a nefarious megacorporation has produced an army of bioengineered monsters, and it's down to you and your resistance force dubbed Nightfall to prevent their efforts to eradicate humanity. A vast arsenal of powerful weaponry is at your disposal, from typical machine guns, shotguns, pistols, and whatnot to firepower a little more exotic like exploding bullets, force field grenades, and electronic mines capable of transforming your rampaging enemies into glitchy freeze frames. The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2. Yep, Japan and the East have had The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 in their hands for a few years now. And yeah, Trails Through Daybreak 2 already has a sequel, Kai no Kiseki, which might also appear in the West this year. But for those who have played Trails Through Daybreak 1 and want to return to the rich Trails universe, then look no further. Continuing where the original story left off, Trails Through Daybreak 2 introduces new characters and develops existing ones, with the series' signature mix of real-time action and turn-based strategy looming larger than ever before. Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. A sci-fi universe whereby AI is outlawed, yet you inhabit a sleeper, a synthetic being with a human's consciousness uploaded to its hard drive as a legal workaround. Your android limbs are failing, and you're committed to a lifetime of work until your servos pack in. Naturally, you nope out, becoming #1 fugitive. Whilst the foundation for Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector is already laid by its exceptional forebearer, the differences in the sequels spread far. Contracts, new missions providing the bulk of your activity are made unpredictable by a novel stress mechanic, forcing you and your crew to continuously make tough choices to survive the galaxy's hostility. Little Nightmares 3. Once again, a pair of lost children find themselves trapped in a world not suitable for kids. Yet, whilst the premise is familiar, Little Nightmares 3 mixes up the gameplay by demanding youngsters, low and alone, work together to find their way out of the ominous nowhere. For you, that means playing cooperatively with a friend or solo alongside an AI companion. Each kid has their own signature item, and the anxiety-inducing puzzles must be solved by combining the skills they each possess. The Outer Worlds 2. This year will be a great year for RPG fans, coming after Avowed, the eagerly anticipated follow-up to one of the best spacefaring adventures of recent years will be upon us. The Outer Worlds 2, for all intents and purposes, isn't going to be a dramatic reinvention of the wheel. At least, that's not what it appears. Instead, we'll get more of what made The Outer Worlds great. New frontiers to explore, more options to build your character, fresh companions to recruit, and a hefty narrative whereby the fate of a galaxy rests on your choices. Borderlands 4. There have been a handful of missteps in the Borderlands brand of late, none more so than the disastrous reception of the 2024 movie. Perhaps the series' obnoxious humor has finally worn out its welcome. Either way, the series still has fans, and developer Gearbox has greenlit a sequel. The lowbrow jokes are gracefully toned down, and Pandora has been eschewed for all new planet Kairos. But aside from those longed-for changes, Borderlands 4 will be the same chaotic blend of quirky first-person shooting, memorable characters, and a bazillion guns to loot. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is surely a shoo-in for release on the Nintendo Switch 2, which, by the way, at the time of this feature's creation, is rumored to be revealed very soon. We're 18 years beyond Samus Aran's last Prime adventure, and whilst Beyond developer Retro Studios have rebooted the game at least once during its decade-long creation, we're expecting another seamless blend of interstellar exploration, enveloping environmental puzzles, and thrilling alien combat. Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. A checkmate medieval slice of life, Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 continues its forebearers' legacy of ultra-realism, which, for better or worse, will eschew non-stop action and waypoint following for a cerebral exploration of feudal countryside and medieval metropolises. Gallant everyman turned knight in shining armor Henry of Skalitz is back, yet he appears as something of a blank slate, which you can impress your own individualism onto in countless ways. How he fights, what he wears, and the impression he leaves on others.
I'm just getting started!
Fable 4. Forza Horizon's Playground Games have the unenviable task of crafting a Fable reboot befitting the fantasy RPG's legacy. Fans of this beloved series have demanded a resurrection for some time, and credit to Playground, they're delivering what's set to be a fantastic revival. British humor, well intact, supported by Richard Ayoade and Matt King, the guy who plays Super Hans in Peep Show, Fable 4 brims with stories of heroes and villains, engaging quests, spellbinding landscapes, and fantastical creatures, including Ayoade's wooden specs-wearing giant Dave. Mass Effect 5. It's taken a while to get here, but now Dragon Age the Veilguard is upon us, we can safely assume BioWare is finally working full force on Mass Effect's 5th installment. Will Mass Effect 5 be a direct sequel to the series' original trilogy? Is it tied to Mass Effect Andromeda in any way? Will it even release in 2025? The latter question can likely be answered, but for anything else, theories abound. Mass Effect 1 through 3 raised the benchmark for FPS RPGs, so take your time, BioWare. Fans of the series are expecting the bar to raise again. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Hideo Kojima's strolling sci-fi opera returns with a distinctly older-looking Sam Porter Bridges. His mission, to forge connections between a near-extinct populace besieged by otherworldly forces and unpredictable weather remaining intact. Fragile returns alongside a handful of new characters. Gameplay-wise, expect another mystifying amble through ruins and rugged ravines. Although narratively, Kojima insinuates On the Beach's plot has been rewritten following the COVID-19 pandemic. Less prescient perhaps, but knowing Kojima, it'll be no less memorable.
Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
Doom: The Dark Ages. Lift your hunting horns to the crimson sky as Doom is going medieval. Gothic cacodemons, armor-clad imps, and a shield that's also a chainsaw, because of course it is. Doom: The Dark Ages sees Doomguy descending into the pits of feudal hell for another round of hyper-violent ripping and tearing. The Dark Ages featuring in this rundown is bending the rules slightly, as technically it's a prequel to 2016's Doom reboot, but how can this be ignored? Doomguy appearing as the ultimate superweapon in a medieval war against hell is more metal than ever, destroying everything in his way with more impact. Grand Theft Auto 6. Evergreen GTA 5 has generated $8.5 billion in revenue for Take-Two Interactive, so whilst the world has been impatiently waiting for one of the biggest gaming series this side of the millennium to drop its 6th 3D installment, Rockstar has been furrowing its near-endless piles of money to ensure this recent trip to Vice City releases with all of its ducks firmly in a row. When GTA 6 will be released, the industry will come to a standstill because everyone will be playing it. Let's hope they're able to hit the targeted fall of 2025 release window. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.